us a little bit about the race and how it played out for you.
Yeah, it was a good race. I mean, it's just a tight track, and I'd heard a lot about what a big kite couldn't do on that track, and I wanted to prove people wrong that you can come here and run aggressively. And the aim was to settle first 500-600, which is hard to do because my maths isn't that good and I've got no idea how many laps are in this damn race. So I just let it settle and let Webb, I knew, would go behind the pacemaker. He's always aggressive, and the man to beat was Bernard. And to get in front of him with 4 to go, relax for 2 laps, and then keep the pressure on in the last 2 and hope he couldn't get past. And that's why he's the best in the world, because even though I knew he was coming, there wasn't much more I could do about it. You know, I'd poured on the pressure for a little bit and I was hurting myself, but he still had another gear and he could just get to the bend that split second before me, which makes it very, very difficult to get back on turns in the final stretch because you only got 20 metres, and by that point it's over. So he ran a fantastic race and I'm pretty happy with the way I ran. I don't know what time I ran. Yeah, 3:54.77 it is. I don't give a shit about that, to be honest. That's a shit record. And this isn't the place to run it. This is about putting on a show for the crowd and having a great hard race, aggressive, physical, exciting, like championship racing, except on a smaller track in front of a crowd that you probably get at a major championship. So there's a lot of practice out there for those kind of conditions, and I'm doing all right. Yeah, well, I knew, I was actually surprised that it took him a long time to get up to me, and when I heard the bell I remember thinking, shit, very rarely do people get past in the last lap, and I was thinking, oh, I don't want to be one of them. But he tried on the second to last bend and I held him out. I went down a gear and went as hard as I could, and that was about top gear for me, and he just had one more gear on the back stretch and got just in front of me on the final bend, and there was nothing I could do about it then. You get a slingshot sort of around the bend into the home straight and it's done, it's over. But I'm happy with the way I ran.
You say you're happy with your race, but when you finished, you didn't seem too happy.
Yeah, it's a frustrating feeling because it's different, you know. In the home straight of an outdoor track, you can pass people, but you can't pass people on this track. Once you get to that final bend, whoever's leading is pretty much going to win because of that effect you get coming around the bend. And Bernard had another gear, as I said, than I did. And it's frustrating because I was going as fast as I could and there was nothing I could do about it. But that's why he's the best in the world. And that's why I keep coming out here and racing, because I want to try and beat these guys. And I think tonight we put on a good show. Credit to Bernard, he ran fantastic. Very smart, very patient, not easy to do on that track.
Bernard, you had said that there's no way anybody can win this race
That's what I was thinking.
if you're not ahead of it with 2 laps to go. But you managed to do it anyway.
Yes, you know what though, and I'm going to tell you, it was really hard. At some point I thought, okay, you know what, Mott-lag went with this today. But then I realized, you know, I'm not going to keep up that easy because he ran really hard. You know, Mott-lag, once he's in front, he's in front. And he makes his presence known, I mean, for sure when he's in front. And I had one more, just like about the bend, just go hard on the bend, which is always hard to pass people, especially in this track. And I managed to edge Mott-lag by a little bit.
Bernard, was this your toughest Wanamaker victory of the 5?
Oh, absolutely. You know, 2005, 2006, you know, I was by myself in front with the pacemaker, but this time it was really hard. In those 2 races that I've won before, you know, I'm always by myself in front. This time it wasn't that way. You know, I had Mott-lag, I had Webb at the beginning, and then Mott-lag coming to take it when I thought, okay, after 5 laps to go, I was like, oh, there's no one coming. But then suddenly I saw Mott-lag 4 laps to go. And I thought, okay, this is going to be not easy. And indeed it was not easy to win.
Do you think about number 7 and tying Eamon's record? Is that a motivation?
You know, it's the, I mean, Eamon who gave it to me today. You know, he told me, you have 3 more to go. So I'm still going to keep that promise, you know. I love New York and I love this running in this competition. So why not come again and try the 6th one, which is going to be fun. And hopefully my friend Mott-lag is going to be there. He brings another flavor to the meat when he's over in the race. So I really like running with him.
I can assure you, Eamon wants to keep his record of 7. He's asked me to come back, and he was giving me some advice on the infield as we were going around today, telling me to lean into the bends. And obviously he's a bigger guy himself, so he's very well experienced on this surface, on this track. So I was pleased to get his advice and some support from the infield just to tell me to keep relaxed, lean into the bends, and hold lane one. I think you can run wide in lane one and lean down, especially being a bigger guy, and block the inside so that you force anyone that wants to pass you into lane two. And that's what I did to Bernard, but he was too good. He came around lane four, he was going that quick.
Greg, I know you're heading back up to Australia very soon, but considering the amount of speed you're showing, with a mile right now, and maybe trying to get any conditions to maybe change something, get it.
No, the major focus for me is the World Championships. I'm done now in America. I've had a great time. I've come to my two favourite cities, New York and Boston. I've run great in both races, and we don't change our plans. We get a good plan, we stick to it, and the results I think are starting to show, and we'll stick to the plan, which is to go home and train. And I'm surprised actually with the form that I've shown, because I haven't done anything on the track. In all honesty, I haven't done anything. And I think Bernard will vouch for that as well. Sometimes things just can come out, and that's what's happened the last couple of weeks. And I'm pleased and looking forward to getting home tomorrow.
Bernard, you said that Craig adds another flavor to the race. What kind of flavor is that?
Vanilla.
Yeah, one thing with Mottram is not intimidated by anyone. Like I told David Bonte a while back, and he's an athlete who is not afraid to run in front. He's not afraid wherever anybody is in the race. So he brings that toughness into the race. And when you are in there, you are not counting only you're not counting the Ethiopians, you're not counting the Kenyans. There is one more person